So, Indian woman hates the UK. I came across a tweet by an Indian woman.
So I am here in India and I asked the question, is it possible for children of immigrants to be able to come back to the homeland, the fatherland, and be repatriated, reconnected, and be able to live here possibly? Because we always feel like we live in this no man's land, that we don't really quite belong in Britain, we don't quite belong here. But what I have felt more than anything is that I've found my tribe, my people. These are my people. I feel at home. It might be a 100% different world. It's a totally different world in India, but I don't feel like an imposter. And you know, it's funny because on the plane over, I had to fill in a form, and I was a foreigner. It said foreigner coming to India, but I'm the foreigner in Britain. I feel a foreigner in Britain. I am a foreigner here, but I feel at home. They've made me feel welcomed. Just, you know, and I feel resentment. I feel resentment that my parents were forced to come over to Britain.
Your parents were forced, but the 1.4 billion didn't feel forced.
You know, and I feel resentment. I feel resentment that my parents were forced to come over to Britain to make a life because India was stripped bare by the British. So they've had to come over to England to get jobs. And here I am now.
Interesting. India was stripped bare by the British and your parents felt forced. Okay.
In England, where a country that doesn't really like brown or black people, and you don't. And I've spoken to foreign students here, like the ones I spoke to from Congo. I said, have you actually experienced racism? No, nothing. I've seen every nationality here being welcomed with open arms, welcomed. But in Britain, and they said, we don't want to come to Britain. We've heard they beat up our people. We've heard they don't like us. And actually our country is doing great. So that's what I've experienced.
So, she said, I would seriously consider moving back to India. These are my people, my tribe. I'm resentful. My parents had no choice but to up sticks and come to England for a better life, robbing me of my true being and enduring me to a lifetime of otherness. I wonder how women are treated in India. A viral video shows people mistreating a woman during rain and causing a ruckus under the Taj Hotel bridge. Police intervened, dispersed the crowd, and are identifying those involved. Okay. The man touches her and goes to kiss her without her consent.
They would cry and yell, "What are you doing giving birth to a girl? Push her off the roof of this building. Kill her. Why are you keeping her?"
4 arrests after 2 women stripped naked and paraded by mob in India. We want peace in Manipur. India outrage after minister blames Western dress for groping. The woman didn't want to be groped, obviously, but the Western dress was to blame, not the men.
Caste system in India was basically just to allot work and have an efficient society. However, later on it was used as a means to discriminate, and that has carried on into the present day. Some people say the Dalits were made because of hygienic reasons so that they do not end up transferring any of these diseases from maybe handling dead animals and like from cleaning. That's why they're called untouchable. However, another reason they said for the division is because India was colonized by the Aryans in the beginning. They wanted to stay in power, so they decided to discriminate based on the skin tone, and Dravidians, who were originally the people occupying India, they're darker than Aryans. Eventually the darkest skin color ended up being the most discriminated against. Somehow that also ended up in them being associated with the untouchables and them doing the lower tasks so that they do not move higher in ranks.
Rah. Okay.
Brahmins, the Kshatriyas, the Vaishyas and Sudras are all in different castes. And till today, that racism, that caste system exists in India. There's violence against lower caste people till today. This is a racist ideology. Don't try to deny it. It's in your scripture.
Wow. Ooh. Okay. This Indian woman's net worth says it's 1.4 million. Here she says 1.5 million for someone who is already a multi-millionaire. All right. Well, I mean, your solution is simple.